Why do we allow ourselves to have help and support in other areas of our life, but in our business, we approach help haphazardly? That's what we're going to talk about today. Where should you be getting help? Why is help important in your business? And the best ways to go about it. Hi, I'm Rashonda Reed, and this is Faithfully Ambitious, where we move with bold faith, create smart strategy, and so we can have a lasting impact. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Rashonda Lyons Reed. I am the owner of the Business School. We are a consulting company that works with small to mid-sized businesses so they can build the foundation of their business and grow and scale to the level of their success that they desire. That's the key. So let's dive right into it. Do you need help in your business? Should you pay for help in your business? Why is help important in your business? So again, I primarily work with small to mid-sized businesses. And so, yes, help is important. Why? Because most of the time with a small team, or if it's just you don't know how to do everything. Now, granted, there are some of us who are very talented. There are some of us that God has given a lot of gifts to where we can make it work, right? But it does not mean that you are the expert in every area of your business. What are the areas I'm talking about? Marketing, accounting, bookkeeping, taxes. And yes, bookkeeping and taxes are two different things. Admin, lead generation, sales. Lead generation and sales go hand in hand. Yes. So you may know how to do those things. You may be able to make it work and get through those things, but are you the expert in every area? Of course not. Nobody is. Even me as a consultant, I have created and been blessed with the skill set, and I've worked hard to develop my skill set over time to be able to have a greater capacity of knowledge in all of those areas, but I still do not consider myself an expert in bookkeeping. I still don't consider myself an expert in filing taxes, you know. But again, we can make it happen. So a lot of times what I see is people feel like, oh, I'm the business owner. I need to have it all together. I need to get this done. And those things are true. But it is important that you also have help. But more importantly, it's not just about getting help. It's about where are you going to get help from. Now, this is going to really be a spiritual component as well, because let's just pause for a minute on the business stuff and think about when we need help in our life. When we need help in our life, when we're really going through something, God tells us to seek wise counsel. So who do you go to? Maybe your best friend, maybe your parents, maybe a pastor. We go to someone that we feel comfortable with, that we know, and that usually has some type of concerted effort or knowledge in the area that we are seeking help. Now, sometimes parents are a default and they're not the best source, in all honesty, because they're not experts in that area. But if you really are struggling with something, if you don't feel well, you might ask your parents first, but then eventually you're going to go to a doctor, right? You're going to go to an expert. If you are struggling with parenting, you are not just going to ask people in your general circle. You are eventually going to find someone to help you with your specific problem, because you know that it's not just a, hey, I need some support or opinion. So if you seek wise counsel in your life, why would you not seek wise counsel in your business? Why would you go about getting support and help in your business haphazardly? And what I mean by haphazardly is with no intention and no thought. And that might sound kind of harsh and rough, but what I mean by intention and thought is anytime you do something in business, you should know or have an idea, or at least have tried to think about how that is going to impact your business. So if I'm asking for help and support, I need to think about, if I do XYZ, how is that truly going to help me? How is it potentially going to impact my business? And so one thing I want to talk about, now that we've talked about wise counsel, now that we've talked about the importance of why you need help in your business, I want to give you a simple to do. Hire help from experts, from people who are more knowledgeable than you, and stop posting for general help on social media. Now, some people I know are going to be like, but I get such great information, but I get some really good ideas. Yes. If you're doing it in general, like, hey, I'm just playing around today, that's different. But when you need real help and support, I see so many times in these Facebook groups that people are posting questions and there are 50, 100, 200 comments. When you read all through all those comments, are you any closer to making a decision or feeling help, like you have help or support, than you were when you started? Probably not. Most of the time, you now have been torn in 50 different ways because everybody has an opinion. But who is an expert in your field? Who is an expert in the area that you are struggling or that you need help in? And when I say wise counsel, are the people that are commenting and responding, have they mastered that skill? Do they have this expertise and knowledge to be able to tell you or help you in that area? Because if not, you have a bunch of people, just like in your personal life, giving you opinions that is camouflaged as expertise. I see so many times, and I just cringe at some of the advice because I'm like, that is not good advice, number one. And number two, everybody's business is different. So what worked for one person might not work for another person. Also, as I talked about in another video, you need to think about your whole life and your whole business when you are making business decisions. So, something that might be a really, really great idea might not be a great idea for you. If you want to lead generate from a place of, integrity, some of the advice people might give you might not be operating in full integrity. And so that's not going to work for you. You can do it, you might get results, but at the end of the day, are you going to feel good about your business? So don't bombard yourself with a bunch of random information. Seek out people who can give you tried and true expertise and information. And I'm going to throw in an extra nugget. If you don't know what that looks like, if you are not sure if you want to hire someone, do a consultation. Some people offer free consultations. Some people will offer a paid consultation where you get to sit down with them, you get to talk about your business, and they can explain to you how they can help you or what's missing. For me, for instance, my first consultation is free because I want to learn about your business and what you're experiencing before I even commit to you as a client, because not everybody is my client. And then I also want to create a program that's structured for you. So I need to know what's going on before I just rattle off some prices and, oh, this is what I do and this is the program, because that program might not work for you. But I'm different than a lot of consultants in that way. A lot of consultants do, and coaches have structured programs where it's like, you're going to do this, 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 this. And we can talk in another video why I don't operate my business that way. I'm not knocking anybody who does. But for me and my business and my call, that's not the way that I do it. So some people offer free consultations, some people offer paid, where it's like, hey, I can get with you, I can listen about what's going on, and then I can give you some action steps to take minimally. And then if you want greater support, you want hands-on support, you want me to do it for you, XYZ, then those are additional prices or a different charge. So my grand point is this: stop posting in Facebook groups for business advice. Stop it. It takes you down a rabbit hole. It does not give you wise counsel advice, and it is not always pertinent to your particular business. Market area plays a factor. Timing plays a factor. Your expertise plays a factor. Where you are in business plays a factor, meaning, do you know all these different things that you need to know? Have you built a stable foundation? So make sure that you are seeking wise counsel in life and in business. If you need support and you need to figure out where to go, because that's another hard part, right? Like, I see all these people posting, I see all these people saying they're gurus and they're master this and master that. How do I know a good person? How do I know a person is a good fit for me? I'll come back and do another video on the best ways to qualify a person that you're planning on bringing into your business, not in an assistant capacity, but in an expertise capacity. Um, or you could always reach out and say, hey, again, I offer a free consultation. So if that's what you want to use your free consultation for, is to say, hey, I need to hire some help and some experts in my business, but I don't know where to begin. This even affects real estate agents because you all will go to brokerages and have no idea what you need as a business owner. And then you're mad at the broker because you feel like they didn't give you anything. But did you sign up with the right broker? Did you think about your business before you just jumped on the bandwagon of, I don't want to pay any fees or I want leads? There's so much more to running a business than that. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. You can always reach me at RO at lionsreed.com. And that's LYONS. Blah, 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 blah. Lions is LYONSREED.com. So make sure you like and subscribe so you can find out when I drop the videos immediately. And I look forward to seeing you around. So I'll see you next time.